All right, everyone. I've been thinking about this topic for quite some time now, and I've always wanted to talk about it from a different point of view, based on personal experience, and also from a different approach. There's an ongoing, I guess I should say, an exodus of Nigerian migrants migrating abroad to places like the United States, the United Kingdom, India, China, Dubai, Canada. They call it JAPA. That's the word for it. That's what they call it, JAPA. Now, I immigrated out of Nigeria when I was 11 years old, 6 weeks to my 12th birthday. To me, it wasn't JAPA. I was 11, about to turn 12. My father came to the United States in the late 70s to go to college. And almost immediately, as soon as he got to the United States, as I understand growing up, he started my immigration preparation documents so I can come to the United States and join him. But at the time, I was young. I was a boy. There was no way you could have taken a young boy that young away from his mother. So the agreement was for us to wait until I was 12 before the transition was made. So that was what happened. That was the compromise between my dad and my mom at the time, to wait until I was of age. And that was what happened. So on May, I will never forget that day, it was either May 6, 1990 or May 10th, 1990 was when I set foot into the United States. Back then, it wasn't really, Nigeria has always been rough. But I remember in the mid to late 80s, I remember it being about $1 to 80 kobo then. And I'm sure by 1990 it was like $1 to a naira back then. So the desire to leave the country, other than just coming just to join your parents, or if you're older, you're coming to travel, or you're coming for work. That was what was happening back then. And then you fast forward to 2024, and it seems as if everyone and their mother just wants to get out of Nigeria to come live abroad. I even had a friend of mine, a high school friend of mine, my age, 45 years old, who told me about a month ago that he would rather leave his profession in Nigeria to come to the United States and wash dishes. And it was as serious as a heart attack. He was very serious about this. Which brings me to this question. Living in Nigeria versus living in America, which is better? And I'm sure if you go on YouTube, you see a lot of videos of people encouraging others to get out of Nigeria. And Nigeria is a dead country. The same Nigeria that I'm trying to get back to or build things. That they're saying it's a dead country, leave it, go abroad. And my take on it, you're looking at somebody who's been here since he was 12. I'm going on 46 now. And I've been fortunate enough to have set myself up to where I go to Nigeria regularly every year. So I am more than qualified to talk about this. So the first thing you have to think of before immigrating, or for those who are watching all the blogs and all the videos of people encouraging Nigerians abroad to travel out, you really have to look at context, which a lot of people don't look at. And you also have to look at positioning. Encouraging a 45-year-old family man to immigrate is not the same as encouraging a 12-year-old boy or even a high school graduate who just came out of high school looking to expand. It's not the same. So you also have to look at context. It's not a one hat fits all situation. It really isn't. And I'm gonna sum it up in a few minutes of what I'm trying to get at. But I just want to give you a bit of a background, and I also want to lay some foundation. If you were to ask me if I would encourage someone to leave Nigeria for the United States or to stay in Nigeria instead of immigrating, I honestly can't answer that question. It's not a question it's not a yes or no. It's not a question with a yes or no answer. And it's also not a question that you can give a blanket advice. It's based on an individual basis. So when I see all these videos on YouTube, JAPA here, JAPA there, all this, you see all these videos on YouTube, and then you read the comments, and then people are speaking as if it's a one-size-fits-all dynamic. It really is not. There are a lot of Nigerians in the United States who do extremely well in their respective professions. There are also a lot of Nigerians in the United States who are suffering. So I can't honestly encourage anyone to take one position or the other, whether to leave Nigeria or whether to stay. For me, as a boy coming here, my position was different. It was simple. A father wanting to reunite with his son. Plain and simple. Because my father came to the US for his education in the 70s. And he thought it best to bring me, his child. There's nothing else about it. It's not about the Nigerian situation. It wasn't about the government. It wasn't about any other thing other than a father wanting the best for his child. As he thought at that time. Not saying if I would have stayed in Nigeria, things would have been any better or any different. But it was a decision. And as a kid, I was a minor. I didn't have any say in the matter. So don't look at videos and people's condition and use that as a barometer to measure whether, or as a decision-making tool to decide if staying in Nigeria or not staying in Nigeria is for you. I know someone who had a filling station in Akwa Ibom State. He sold his filling station. He sold all his assets to go abroad to the UK to study. When I'm on the outside looking in, it makes no practical sense to me why somebody would do that. But I also don't know his condition for me to be able to speak otherwise about it. So I hope this individual did what was best for him and his family at the time he made that decision. I don't know if immigrating is good or bad. As a blanket statement. All I know is if you do decide to immigrate out of Nigeria abroad or to stay in Nigeria, the best way to measure that decision making is to do what is best for you. It's the same thing. Now, that particular one is directed to people in Nigeria looking to leave. Now I'm going to talk about people in America looking to invest back home. It's the same exact thing. Measure your decision making based on what is best for you and your family. Not what A is doing, not what B is doing, not what you read in the blogs, not what you watch on YouTube videos, not on someone's personal experiences in Nigeria. Because this same Nigeria that people are saying is a dead country is the same Nigeria that I go to every year and I enjoy. Does that mean that America is better or Nigeria is better? For me personally, it doesn't mean anything. I do what works for me and what is best for my family first and foremost. That is how I measure my decision making in life as a family man. If you were to ask me this question 10 years ago, my answer would have been different based on where I was 10 years ago. As a single man with no wife, with no children. I'm married. I have 2 daughters, 5 years old and 2 years old. And every decision that I make, whether it's my investments in Nigeria, whether it's my activities in the United States, I measure it against what is best for my family. Not what is best for Rich. What is best for my family first and foremost. And then I make the push and I make the decision. So anytime I see all these videos in Nigeria of all this JAPA and JAPA and everybody has an opinion on whether to do it, whether not to do it, whatever the take is, I just roll my eyes. And why do I roll my eyes? It's because those people are not in any position to advise people one way or the other. Because it's an individual thing. And they're doing it mostly as entertainment. A lot of it is clickbait. A lot of it is misinformation. And a lot of it is misdirection. That almost always pushes people to make a decision that they shouldn't have. Because the context is missing. So let's sum it up here. If you've been following me over the years, you've seen my activities here in the United States. You've also seen my activities in Nigeria. I do where I envision myself when I retire to have the option and the flexibility to be able to come and go between the two continents as I wish. And that is why you see the investment activities that I'm making now, that I'm hoping will pay dividends in the next 15 to 20 years when it's time for me to retire and live. Because the last thing that I want for myself and my family is to not have options. And you see a lot of that in the Nigerian community. People who are stuck in America, they're unable to go home because there's nothing to go home to, or they can't afford it. And people who are stuck in Nigeria are not being able to travel abroad because they're stuck there. So this whole matter of, is Nigeria better than America or abroad? Or is abroad better than Nigeria? It's a question that nobody can answer but yourself. Based on your situation and based on your experiences. You cannot make a decision based on someone else's experience. Just like how you cannot make a decision to invest in Nigeria based on Rich and Barricat's experiences. You have to experience Nigeria yourself. Everything that I put out on this video is 99.99% what I have personally experienced as a man and in my life. And that is why I'm so passionate about topics such as this. So weigh your situation, weigh the context, weigh your personal experiences. I'm not saying don't take advice or don't pick certain things from these videos that you watch to apply to your life. I'm not saying don't do that. But what I'm saying is, nobody can truthfully answer the question of which country is better or which region is better, Africa or the West, Nigeria or America, Nigeria or Germany, Nigeria or Germany. No one can truly answer that question honestly. And until you've experienced it for yourself, can you truly answer that question for yourself to determine which is better for you? For me, I love both. I enjoy both. I'm free in both places. I am successful in both places. I come and choose as I go in both places. I am 100% reliant in America and 100% reliant in Nigeria. I'm successful in America, I'm also successful in Nigeria. To me, it works in both places based on the decisions that I've made and based on the smart investments that I have made. So I hope that this really helps share some context for those who are in Nigeria looking to leave, or those who are in America looking to go back and invest, or Canada, Germany, wherever you are. I hope this shares a little bit of a context from someone who's unbiased. And this is probably the most truthful video that you're going to see on YouTube about this topic. The answer lies with you. And no matter what you've experienced, it doesn't really impact someone else's decision making until they've experienced that as well. So that's what I wanted to share about this topic. Like I said, it's I've been thinking about it for quite some time now, but just waiting for the right time where I feel like I can actually express it the way that I'm expressing it now. So thank you guys for watching. I would like to hear your comments. And we are over 700 subscribers right now. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. And I'm depending on you to help me reach it. So if you're not a current subscriber of our channel, consider subscribing, like, comment, and share, and encourage others to subscribe as well. And let's get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. All the best, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.